This is OwlUp, where learning happens in minutes, not hours. For a deeper journey, explore all our courses at owlup.co. Now, let's dive in. Welcome to Chapter 1 of Why We Sleep, where we're diving into what's actually happening when you sleep and why it matters. We'll break down the different stages your brain cycles through each night and discover what's really going on behind those closed eyelids. Let's get into it. Right now, as you're listening to this, your brain is quietly rehearsing for tonight. In a few hours, it will run through a secret routine that cleans up today's mess, rewires your memories, and even tweaks your mood. Yet most of us treat it like an optional upgrade. Tonight's upgrade session isn't just about your brain. Your whole body has a night shift clocked in. While you're out, your blood pressure dips, your heart experiments with different rhythms, your gut slows its churning, and your immune cells head out like patrol cars on quiet streets, looking for trouble. Hormones change shifts too. Some step back so cells can repair. Others surge to signal growth or recalibration. The surprising part is how choreographed this all is. These aren't random rest periods. They're carefully timed windows where different systems get priority access. Cut your sleep short, and you don't just lose generic rest. You're canceling specific appointments. The time your metabolism was scheduled to reset, the slot your emotional circuits had booked, the window your immune system reserved to strengthen its defenses. Here's where it gets stranger. This night shift isn't one long blur. It's broken into repeating 90-minute blocks, each with different priorities. Early in the night, your body leans into heavy repair work and skill storage. Later, it shifts toward emotional fine-tuning and creative remixing of ideas. Miss the first half of the night, and you mainly lose physical restoration. Cut off the last half, and you sacrifice emotional balance and insight. It's less like generic downtime and more like a live concert set list. Change the order or skip songs, and the whole experience feels off. Here's where we zoom in on what those 90-minute blocks are actually doing. As you drift off, your brain slides into lighter NREM sleep first. Sensory gates start to narrow. Sounds still get in, but your brain is less willing to let them trigger full wakefulness. You'll see brief bursts of activity called sleep spindles on an EEG, tight little packets of rapid brainwaves. They're like do not disturb signs flashed across your cortex, protecting you just enough from the outside world so the deeper work can start. Drop a level further and you hit slow-wave sleep, the deepest NREM stage. Neurons stop firing chaotically and begin pulsing together in slow, high-amplitude waves. This synchronized rhythm lets different brain regions sync their hard drives, strengthening some connections and tagging others for deletion. Factual information and step-by-step skills, names, formulas, procedures, especially benefit here. Miss this window, and you might remember encountering material, but details feel smudged. Later in the cycle, REM arrives. From the outside, you look peaceful. On the inside, your brain lights up in patterns that almost resemble wakefulness. Visual areas, emotional centers, and networks involved in association and imagination become especially busy, while muscles are actively paralyzed. This is when your brain takes raw experiences, feelings, and stray thoughts and starts weaving them into narratives. That's one reason dreams can feel bizarre yet oddly meaningful. You're watching your brain test out new connections. Across multiple cycles, the balance between NREM and REM shifts. Early in the night, cycles are NREM heavy, loading in structural learning. Toward morning, REM takes over, leaning into emotional recalibration and creative recombination. Cut sleep short at either end, and you're not losing some sleep. You're losing a particular kind of processing. And this matters daily. One truncated night can blunt attention, slow reaction time, and nudge your decision-making toward riskier, more impulsive choices. Stack a few such nights, and your brain starts operating in a semi-jet-lagged state, even if you never leave your time zone. Some of the clearest evidence that sleep is doing targeted work shows up the morning after real-world challenges. Surgical residents who sleep between training sessions stitch faster and with fewer errors than those kept awake, even when total practice time is identical. Coders stuck on a bug all afternoon often crack it effortlessly after a full night. Not because the problem changed, but because their brain quietly reorganized the code paths they'd been wrestling with. Athletes see it too. Basketball players who extend sleep to 9 to 10 hours don't just feel better, they measurably improve free throw and three-point percentages, suggesting that fine motor patterns are being refined offline. Even vaccines tell this story. People who sleep well in the days around a flu shot produce more protective antibodies weeks later. If you've ever woken up suddenly knowing a name, solution, or comeback line that wouldn't surface yesterday, you've felt this backstage editing. Sleep isn't replaying the day, it's selectively upgrading the parts you'll need tomorrow. Skip sleep, and you're not just tired, you're flying blind. As tech, meds, and work schedules push against natural patterns, sleep becomes a kind of personal infrastructure you either defend or slowly erode. Future tools may nudge your brain toward more deep or REM-rich nights, like a music app fine-tuning a playlist in real time. Until then, treating bedtime as negotiable is like debugging software while the system is still running. Every quick fix risks a deeper, hidden crash. Treat tonight like a limited edition lab trial. You get only so many full-length sleeps to test what your brain and body can really do. Too many of us trade them for late-night scrolling or just one more episode, like swapping a full concert for a ringtone. Your challenge this week: protect 1 extra hour and simply notice what changes. This was OwlUp, your daily step forward. To keep learning with structured courses and more insights, go to owlup.co. Until tomorrow.